Hello again, everybody, and welcome once again to my character Crusade Unbound Season 2 Let's Play featuring Alusell, the Alteration Swordsman. Um, and it looks like his stone flesh just popped, as did Distorted Shape, and I don't know what caused it. There's no combat music or anything. Oh, there we go. There's a spider or something back there. Oh. Wonder why that was hostile. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, I was just making a little welcome here. Yeah, so last night was the podcast episode 2 recording. There was a live stream for that last night. Before that, the Character Crusade and Couch Warrior guys, the Character Crusade guys and Couch Warrior had been pretty silent for a while, so it was really cool to be able to hang out with them again. And I'm really looking forward to the second story segment of Unbound Season 2. The story segment hasn't been released yet. That's going to be sometime tonight. They said 24 hours after the live stream when the actual podcast is released. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I think this is going to be the last episode before we move on with episode 2 sub-episodes. I don't know, I guess we could call these chapters in my own little Let's Play here. But yeah, that new story segment is going to be released, which is usually some MP3 or sound file of Joe reading off some story segment that he has written that are usually very well written and very interesting. And we can use that story segment however we see fit in our own stories. So right now, Alusell has been kind of on rails chasing Nordic ruins and ancient Nordic legends, trying to find anything that he can to add to his knowledge of Haldir's curse that was passed down to him as part of the Unbound Season 2 Episode 1 story segment. That was the whole meeting with Haldir's ghost and the little story segment reading from, I don't remember which episode it was of mine, probably like third or fourth one in. So something similar to that will be happening probably in my next episode after this, unless that podcast gets delayed for some reason, or I have some more time on my hands today and I'm able to record another episode. So all that stuff out of the way, what did we do last time? We went to Fulgenthur, which is where we're at right now. We cleared that out in an attempt to follow the forbidden legend featuring Galder and his sons, just because they're ancient Nord ghosts, just as Haldir was, and if there were any connection between the two, Alusell would want to know what that is. So far he hasn't found anything. He's starting to believe that there probably isn't any connection between Galder, his sons, and Haldir. Which is fine with me, because talking about Galder and Haldir in the same sentence tends to be a bit of a tongue twister. And I don't need any help in that area of this Let's Play. I'm still kind of new to commentating on my own gameplay live, so anything I can do to avoid tongue twisters will make me very happy. So I think in this episode, the next closest thing is Dead Men's Respite, which was the quest that Garad in Solitude in the Bard's College gave us in order to gain admittance to that college. Alusell is very interested in getting a peek at their library to see if there is any history there regarding Haldir or the Dragon Priests. And then one last thing in the area, and I'm probably not going to do that this episode. Maybe if I have time to record another one, we'll go to Wolf Skull Cave and start the Botema quest. Alusell visited the Blue Palace, and there was a resident of Dragon Bridge complaining about strange noises and lights coming from Wolf Skull Cave, and the steward of Solitude said that the cave has a dark history of necromancy, and the evil queen Botema, the Wolf Queen, and ancient necromancy and ancient Nord lore are of particular interest to Alusell right now, because he's trying to find anything he can about Haldir, the Dragon Priest, and his current supposed curse. Yeah, so maybe if I have time today before the second story segment is released from the Character Crusade guys, I'll go ahead and record an episode of clearing that one out, which is always a fun dungeon. It's one of my favorite side quests to do. Actually, it's got many stages. The dungeons are always big and fun and interesting, and a little bit hard, so the sense of danger there is real. But speaking of ancient Nords and history, I think Alusell is in for a treat for Deadsman's Respite, so let's go ahead and get started on our way over there. So I think we want to go ahead and go back through Morthal here. Find that road back to back toward Dragon Bridge and Solitude, and it's just off the left of that path on our way there. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a minute to talk about positive negative value pairs, which was oh, I hear a troll, huh? And I see some slaughterfish over here. Can I get to them here? I'll get some one-handed training in there. And save another hapless wanderer. There was a troll over here, wasn't there? Or did he go chasing a deer somewhere? Oh, there he is. Yeah, positive negative value pairs, which the Character Crusade guys gave us as homework to kind of concentrate on our Season 2, Episode 1 journeys. We're going to go ahead and see how this pans out here, and we'll take on the victors. That's a lot of spiders there. The troll's health regen is probably going to basically nullify the spider's poison. But it doesn't nullify my blades there. Oh yeah, we're not looting animals, because that's gross. So yeah, back to positive negative value pairs if I can avoid being distracted again. Alusell has no shortage of leads that allow him to be proactive in pursuing knowledge on this curse. That being said, he is leaning toward the possibility that this curse is actually real and not just a sickness of the mind, as he originally suspected. Just because things are consistent, and he's witnessed magic that makes something like this very possible. So he's taking this curse story very seriously, but he hasn't really felt any of the effects of any curse. He feels fine. His day-to-day routine, so to speak, has not been interrupted at all. I just want to double check to make sure I'm going the right way here. Oh, I went way farther east than I had meant to. Yeah, he feels fine. He's strong. He's not weakened at all. He's still able to get all the sleep that he needs to remain strong and healthy. He's been able to focus his mind in meditation every time that he levels up and takes new perks. And like I mentioned, he has no shortage of leads to be proactive, which affords him no shortage of opportunities to test himself and exercise and become stronger. We might check that out a little later, but we have some things to do for now, so... So yeah, he's able to stay proactive, he's able to get all of his rest, he's able to focus on getting stronger, and he has become stronger, significantly so. He's learned a lot, he has no shortage of leads to chase information on this supposed curse. He's got purpose, he's doing pretty well. About as well as can be expected from somebody who had an ancient curse bestowed upon him. So he's probably pretty high up on the positive scale right now, and there's definitely an ebb and flow, a natural ebb and flow to his mood and morale, and therefore his positive-negative value pairs, and that's kind of the idea of this homework. But overall, I think it's been trending upward, and until it kind of plateaus toward the more positive side. The only things bringing him down at this point are every once in a while he runs into a combat challenge that almost kills him until Raya comes in and saves his life, but honestly, those have been very few and far between lately. Alusell is more than able to handle himself lately. Oh, not looting animals. 7 years of playing this game and just kind of mindlessly looting everything. Tends to instill some bad habits as far as roleplay is concerned, but that's also the magic of roleplay, is that it keeps this 7-year-old game fresh in ways that you can't anticipate. So it's kind of ageless in a way. Yeah, so he's doing well. We even increased the difficulty level. I believe it was in the last episode during the Mikrul Galder fight. It was way too easy to expert, so we switched it up to master and did not have any problem. So that makes Alusell very happy. Makes me very happy too. Because honestly, I'm going to take some credit for that. I feel like I'm getting better at this character concept and his combat style here, along with JK dodge and taking the right perks, and having the trained reactions to be able to land these timed blocks successfully. So Alusell's feeling pretty good about himself. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Wow, something powerful must have taken down an animal like this. The bear, maybe? That's just a regular bear. That's not a cave bear or anything. It's a black bear. I can't imagine the bear took down this whole mammoth by himself. I think even a cave bear on its own would have trouble with a mammoth. Interesting. Alusell's going to be very careful here.
Come on, get up. This should work. I've done it before.
Why are you playing with a dead wolf?
Oh, hello there.
Hi.
Didn't notice you come up. I was focusing my magicka. Or at least I thought I was.
Looks like he was
I don't
staring
really
at
know what
Raya.
I'm doing.
Let's see. Yeah, it's painfully obvious you don't know what you're doing.
You don't have to tell me that. See, my grandfather was a wizard. My father wouldn't talk about it much. But I found some of his things in the attic, including this staff. After that, I thought I was turning into a wizard too, because dead things near me would come to life again for a while.
That's
I
exciting.
went to the College of Winterhold. They just laughed at me. The magic is in the staff, not in me, they said.
Well, they were probably right. Look, why don't you just hand the staff over before somebody gets hurt?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, fair enough. Just don't be waving that thing around us.
I'm useless. The whole world is useless.
Ugh. All this ridicule is making me hungry. What do we have to eat? How about some chicken and a gourd? There we go. Protein and fiber. Everything the body needs, nothing it doesn't. Let's refill some water skins over here too. Got a lot of them. We should probably hand some of these off to Raya.
Yes, my thane.
So I've been playing some Fallout 4 recently, just because the Fallout 76 announcement is now having me obsessed with Fallout. And I gotta say, Amazing Follower Tweaks is really a great mod, especially the way it allows you to separate your followers' backpack from the stuff that they'll actually equip. It's really a pain trying to give followers in Fallout 4 items to just carry for you that they're not going to try to use or equip to ridiculous effect. We'll keep 3 water skins on us. Keep our encumbrance low. On to Deadman's Respite. There's that little crabber's shack over there. This looks like a bit of a waystone or something. Whoa! Guy popped up out of nowhere. He even snuck past my Okado's recital. Alright, this has to be it. This definitely looks barrowy. Alright, this looks like our kind of place. You ready for another dungeon crawl there, Raya? Oh, that's the other thing. Alusell's getting along much better with Raya. Now that he's been doing better in combat, his glaring weaknesses are less apparent to him. She's saving his life a lot less. They're working better together. They're getting along better together. A little more of a harmonious relationship there, especially compared to how it was before. I want to talk more about Raya, but I don't want to get distracted here. Okay, I see a ghost. He's not talking, but he's motioning for us to follow. Alright, well, Ghost, I can't go through walls like you can, so... Let's see if... Oh, there's another claw over there, huh? Ruby Dragon Claw. Okay, I hear more Draugr. There we go. whack to the side of the head there. I think we'll be able to recover from that naturally, though. Those arrows aren't worth anything right now, but they will be someday, and they don't cost us any encumbrance, so I always just take them. That's a habit that I don't think really needs to be broken at this point. I think if something weighs nothing and can potentially be sold for gold, Alusell's pretty game to pick it up. And it doesn't involve cutting open an animal and getting blood all over his hands, so all the more reason just to pick it up. Why not? So this is also an interesting dungeon crawl. It's very... oh, there I go with the spell in my left hand again. It's very unique. It has its own little storyline. I really dig it. Both Alusell and I wish that these ruined books were they had aged better. Who knows what kind of information, what sort of ancient knowledge was stored in these books before they degraded beyond the possibility of being able to read them. Oh, there's our Casper the Friendly Ghost over there. Alright, he's going right through walls still. So this is our goal, is to somehow get through here. I would imagine that all of these little brick walls are actually doors that spin around on wheels like that one we just came through. But I was just gonna say there are probably more baddies in here. What's in here? Nothing, huh? I hope my constant switching between third and first-person views doesn't bother anybody. In tight areas like this, first-person view is kind of the only viable option for melee combat like what I'm doing. But for the most part, I try to stay in third person just because being able to see the character is a good way to get to know the character better, I think. Seems like an actual entity in the story instead of just a mount for a camera that we're using. But in small areas like this, the camera just is too bothered by the tight walls and low ceilings to really be effective. Oh, these light spells really don't play well with these spider webs sometimes. It's kind of a unique effect, I suppose. Oh. I was hoping that my roll would not trigger that trap, but I guess it did. Speech skill book. Another one to add to the collection. Very nice. Someday, we still got a ways to go, but someday we'll have a pretty cool little player home. that will have room for all of our skill books that we can display them and reference them as needed. And the alteration skill tree has some pretty cool powers in it that allow you to teleport back to your home that you designate. So I know that combat would be a lot more interesting if I were to wait for these Draugr to fully complete their animation, their wake-up animation, but Alusell is kind of smarter than that, I think. At some point he might be more interested in testing and improving himself than he is just trying to stay alive and eliminate Draugr threats, but right now he's more than happy just to hack away while they're trying to get out of their resting place. Okay, we're able to avoid most of the brunt of that. That's good, I didn't even see that. Okay, Okado's recital was triggered. I hear spiders, but I don't see them. Oh, shoot. Alright, come here. Uh-oh. Punk spider waited for us to come out of our kill move animation, and at the very first available second he was able to dig his fangs in and poison the hell out of us. So that was a little sloppy. Alusell's not feeling good about that one. Especially after defeating the legendary warlord Mikruel Galder fairly handily. Being almost killed by a couple spiders is kind of shameful. Honestly, they took me by surprise too. I was not. I heard the spiders, but I didn't expect them to be there until it was too late. Got the drop on me, so to speak. Alright, I don't see anywhere else to go here. I think there is a Draugr corpse over here I can loot. Alright. Well, here goes nothing. Let's hope Raya can take the leap of faith as well. Ugh. The water's cool and refreshing, but it's also very wet. There's that spell on my left hand again. That was going to get me in trouble. It always has. Poking some dragons there. Okay, we got to take care of that archer. Ah! I thought I was able to avoid that blade trap there. Okay. We're gonna have to spend some spell count on healing up here. That was too close. I panicked a little too hard on trying to get that archer taken care of, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to my surroundings while I was going after him. Both Alusell and I need to be better at that. Alright, can I get back over there from here? I might have to go all the way back around. Aha! Nimble little red guard Alusell is. In the interest of staying that way, let's go ahead and remove our furs. Maybe that was our problem the whole time. We just didn't have the range of movement we needed to be able to deal with those spiders and those traps. Alright, I'm going to cast another light spell, and then I'm going to check my spell counts. Ever since taking Quadratic Wizard, spell count has been a little less of a concern, but it is still a concern. 18 left, that's pretty good. Just make sure we can block here, empty out that left hand. Watch out for traps. Sometimes these enchanting tables have like an enchanted dagger or something around them. Not this time. It's a sealed door, huh? Wow, if you look closely you can see the magic on it. It's a magically sealed door. Which makes the hairs on Alusell's arm stand on end. At least the appearance and the feel of this magical energy is very reminiscent of Haldir. Nope, distorted shape. We're dealing with a white now.
Come on, put up a fight.
Okay, a couple of sentries here. Anyone else? Keep our ears peeled. Alright. And that seemed like a defensive warding magic. It wasn't something... You didn't get a sinister feel from that magic field over there. Probably more of a field meant to keep something evil in, instead of somebody evil casting a ward to keep the good guys out. Although this whole Haldir situation has Alusell thinking of things in less black and white terms. Not necessarily just dealing with good guys and bad guys anymore. So we've seen some story walls like this before. Except it was more with a male priest or shaman with a beard and everything. This one's female and it looks like it has more to do with moths. I don't remember what animal was associated with the one that we saw before. But the rest of it seems the same with kind of a warrior or like a king. There was a crown. You can't see the top of this guy's head, but I would expect that there's a crown on that one. Very interesting. That doesn't mean anything to Alusell currently, but he's definitely taking note of it in case it becomes more significant later on. Oh, wrong way. Oh boy. There we go. Expert level locks. And a master. Great. Alright, bear with me. Oh man, we got lucky. A little too far there. Yeah, level 25. These master level chests, these master level locks. Just a very thin sliver of that open window that will actually allow you to activate. Take advantage of that distorted shape. Got anybody else? Yep, there he is. That felt a little cheaty. Oh no! Crap. That's where that stagger pulse tends to help out a little too much. I was able to whack away at him while... Oh my gosh, there's so many Draugr here. Got slowed. I'm gonna die. Where did they all come from? Oh crap, I haven't saved in a while. Oh man, it's all the way at the beginning. Well, I really apologize for this, everybody. Alright, let's make our way through this. Archer over there. Oh, shameful, shameful. This is where getting better at talking and playing comes into play. If I weren't so concerned with being able to flap my gums here, I probably would have remembered to, Did I come this way last time? I probably would have remembered to quick save before entering that room that was very suspect. It was an obvious ambush. Yeah, sorry folks. Anything else I'm missing here? Whoa! Was able to avoid that last time. Okay, let's just try to get through this as quickly as possible here. Whoa. Nice shot. Yeah, nothing good in there. Here we go. So let's take this opportunity to kind of discuss tactics for that room once we get there again. There were a lot more Draugr there than what I anticipated. I got flanked a couple times. It looked like there were 2 Draugr in each one of those little doorways there. I think the best course of action for that room is going to be to make full use of flame runes. And I can plant them right outside those doors. Kind of have them detonate as a Draugr come through. And I don't have the collateral damage problem if Raya's going to be shut out. What the heck triggered that? Was that the arrow? Or did I actually not jump all the way over that? Either way, I was saved again by the kill move animation. almost think it was that arrow that he shot. It missed me and bounced off the ceiling ahead of me and then dropped down onto the pressure plate. Here we go. Not interested. We'll take the flawless garnet. Here, another dead guy. Need more light. Take the opportunity to quick save. So we're gonna have to start all the way over if something bad happens. I think we're getting close to our death room here. I don't think it's taken us too long to get over there. Okay, watch out for that. That was that little flame shower that we got caught in last time. Oh, and the spiders that almost killed us. Yeah. Okay, well we didn't have to use any potions that time, which is good. We'll spend a spell though to heal up after that. Alusell is he feels a lot better about using a restoration spell to heal himself than he is using a potion, because the restoration spell comes from him. It comes from his own internal power. It's still a mark of his strength, even though it's a bit of a mark of his weakness that he has to heal at all. He doesn't mind it so much when the healing comes from himself, instead of using an external item like a potion. Alright, let's go ahead and quick save and we'll head down. And we're going to remove our furs because they're soaked now. Quick save. Let's go take care of this archer. Our armor is doing its job, that's good. Got us in the shoulder before we could bash him. Break through his guard there. Anybody else? You took care of this guy? Or these guys? Well done. That went a lot better than last time too, now that I was able to wash out for those swinging blades. Did have one of those Draugr flanking me though. So I was trying to wait for that first swinging blade to pass by. That other guy was trying to hack at me. Alright, we need to shed some more light on this situation. Should have had Raya wait, but she's okay. Alright, quick save. I think I'm having a little bit of an issue with my controller. Sometimes it gets stuck in that up position slightly. Let's see if I can make it. Yeah, it's probably time for a new controller. Oh, there's our friendly ghost. Did we catch him the last time? In that position, or are we too concerned about this enchanting table? There's our sealed door with that magical energy, familiar magical energy. can't touch me. Ah, stupid. Break through his guard on that one and stagger him. Excellent. Still have a bad habit of leaving that spell in my left hand. I wonder if one day Alusell will evolve to be more of a spell sword. With a spell in his hand all the time. And rely less on blocking. But right now blocking and bashing is Alusell's main mechanic for keeping alive. Oh my god, I gotta go through these locks again. Did these position... yeah, it looks like the positions reset themselves. I think this one was way over to the left last time. Yeah, that wasn't terrible. Yeah, definitely not in the same spot anymore. These master locks can get really tedious at low levels. At some point, I think I can see Alusell just getting fed up with the idea of picking locks at all. And just not doing it. But right now, gold is so important to him that we need to try to find all the good loot that we can. There we go. Sorry to make everybody have to sit through that again, but hope it wasn't too bad. Alright, Raya, you need to back up a little bit. Thank you.
Do you need something?
Quick save, alright. This is our previous Room of Death. Let's go ahead and cast a new Candlelight spell, so that doesn't run out on us. And I think that triggered some aggression here. Fire runes. That guy flanked us last time. I think there's another dude in here. Here we go. Okay. Is that it? Let's heal up. Fire runes were definitely the answer there. We still took more damage than I would have liked, but at least in our current state, we're not able to cast more than one rune. That would have helped a lot if I were able to put one in front of at least two of these doorways and then able to cover the other one on my own. But alas, we're not there yet, and we came out of it alive, which is pretty good. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Draugr we were able to take care of on our own. How do I open this up to get Raya through here? Is it this one? Aha! Could have done that from the very beginning to get her involved, but every once in a while Alusell likes to test himself. And before I forget, because it looks like this is trapped, let's go ahead and quick save. F and 5. This one's only an apprentice, so we should be able to find the window here pretty early. Cool. More loot. Let's see what we have in here. Watch out for traps. Nothing. All this very, look at stonework. For being an ancient civilization, they really had their stonework down, didn't they? Alright, what's next down here? Now I'm gonna be a compulsive quicksaver. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You know the rest. Hey, it's our friend. Oh wow. Svaknir. This is your... Svaknir's corpse and his ghost. And a very interesting looking book. King Olaf's verse. This is what Gerard sent us to come find. Looks like a lot of this stuff... Looks like the government redacted a lot of this stuff. A lot of repeated words in there too, it looks like. Anyway, King Olaf's verse. O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king. This is really dramatic. Your legend is lies, lurid and false. Your cunning capture of Numinex, a con for the ages. Yeah, Alusell read that book on Olaf fighting Numinex at Mount Anthor, and he found it very dubious that he was able to fight that dragon for days, one. Two, that he was somehow able to transport that dragon from Mount Anthor south of Windhelm all the way to Whiterun. Much less how he was able to get the dragon up through, up over that cliff onto the Dragon's Reach trap. Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat from Falkreath to Winterhold. They fell to their knees, but Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. And a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know. So ends the story of Olaf, the liar, a thief, and a scoundrel we of Solitude commit to the fire. In Solitude, bards train for their service. They also gather each year and burn a king who deserves it. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna have to take that. I don't know what use they're gonna get out of this, but we have it now nonetheless. Now what? So Svaknir, who is that ghost that's leading us through all of this, he disappeared after we grabbed his book, so he was obviously leading us there. I wonder if he knew that's what we were looking for, if he's trying to tell us something else as well. This is the wrong way. Alright, Raya. I can't get that position change to take place. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, there he is again. So there is more, huh? Oh, this guy means business. More of these story walls here. Looks like most of them are repeated. This is a new one. The one we had before, the bearded guy was holding staves, but now he's not holding anything, he just has some wings. Interesting. Oh yeah, here's the one we saw before. I don't remember what dungeon that was in, but... I would almost say that maybe these are dragon priests, but to my knowledge there are no female dragon priests. And there are female carvings here. Anyway, we have a claw here. It was a ruby claw, huh? Wolf, eagle, and wolf. Wolf, eagle, wolf. There we go. I want to unequip the torch, and I want to cast candlelight, but I also want to see how my spells are doing here. Because something tells me there's going to be a grueling battle ahead of us here. Unless it ends up anticlimactic like Mikru Galder did. Carvings. Same ones we've seen already. Okay. This definitely looks like a boss area, so another quick save. Uh-oh. Who is this?
It is time.
It is time. Is that Svagnir? Is he talking now? Something tells me we're gonna have to cut through. Oh shit. We're gonna have to cut through Olaf's minions here before we have to fight the main attraction. Something tells me an ice spell would not be very effective on a ghost. What else? So far we're lucky enough that these are low enough level that we can take care of most of them in one shot. Alright, more archers. Timed that shot just right. Got us right as we came out of our roll. Who else? Are there any more?
Olaf, my vengeance is at hand.
More minions. These ones are probably stronger, seeing as how they have their own thrones to sit in. Hear that weird singing again. This tells me that another one of those weird enchanted walls are around.
Insolent brat, die!
Oh man, sounds powerful. Looks like he's trying to shout. Oh no. He got us in one hit. This is gonna be rough. He's definitely a lot stronger than Mikruel was. Alright. Bashing the hell out of that guy. Okay. Five here, so I don't have to go through that again.
Insolent brat, die!
Ah! hopefully Svaknir can... Where's Raya, by the way? There she is. Heal up and get back into the fray here. Alright, Alusell had a lot of help there. Celebratory song here. Okay, Alusell had a lot of help there, but he didn't really consider this his fight. He was more so just along for the assist for his Svaknir. Well, that explains why he was able to one-shot us and almost killed us through a block too. So he doesn't feel too ashamed about all the help that he got killing Olaf here. His mission was to come here and get that book. And he did that. Svaknir's mission was to kill Olaf's zombie. And we helped him do that. So it's less a matter of Alusell getting help and more of a matter of him helping someone else. Although he is curious as to how he would have fared against such a dangerous opponent. This was by far the strongest opponent we have ever faced. And we've encountered another one of these word walls, which have become kind of commonplace. Every single one of them has granted him some kind of cryptic knowledge on concepts rather than discrete. It's more of an idea than it is like a discrete piece of knowledge. With this one, he was granted imagery of gusting wind and quick speeds. So these are still a mystery to Alusell, but at least he doesn't think that it's just his madness getting the better of him anymore. He thinks there's something actually to these walls. But it's still a mystery as to why they're only affecting Alusell and not Raya. Okay, so something tells me this is going to lead us back out to the entrance of this place. Yes, indeed, that was that door that we missed the first time but found the second time through. Okay. Well, I think that just about ends it. I think Alusell would be pretty ashamed of his performance the first time through, but the second time through he rectified all of that, and I think we have to take that second time as canon, because that was more so what ended up happening. That was the time that we made it through, not the first time. So Alusell's pretty happy still. He's got some new information to process regarding Olaf and Svaknir's sort of magical seal that was keeping Olaf's zombie, I guess, from getting out. I gotta do some meditation on my own too, thinking of how to connect these things. But the energy that he was getting from Svaknir, which was more of a benevolent sensation, kind of was very similar to that magical energy that he felt emanating from Haldir. So, was Svaknir related to Haldir? Was Haldir somehow related to... And not in the sense of that they're like family or anything, just did they have some kind of connection? And was Haldir connected in some way to King Olaf? Interesting, huh? Yes, very interesting. And was Olaf somehow connected to the dragon cult and the dragon priests? Because it very much seems that Olaf had a darker presence, quite different from that of the stories which heroized him. So yeah, I got some things to think on, and so does Alusell at the moment. He's leveled up. Actually, we did run out of stamina there as we were power attacking the hell out of Olaf there. So we're gonna take some stamina there. We might actually go 50-50 on the distribution between health and stamina, at least until we have reason to start investing in magicka once we get to the Dungeon Master perk in Alteration. Which we can take right now. And maybe we will actually kind of to signify more of an evolution in Alusell's strength here. Yeah, so seeing as how we have episode 2 coming for the Character Crusade Unbound podcast, I think that would be a good time to kind of make some changes to the character and shake it up a little bit. And I think Dungeon Master, this perk here, is a good way to do that. I like to take less spells in exchange for increased spell effectiveness, so that the spells are more powerful, but also more more rare, more precious, which makes me have to think of how to use these spells more efficiently. Yeah, so I might just bank these perks for the first episode of my second chapter, which coincides with the second episode of the Unbound podcast from Character Crusade. And I think also shaking it up a bit, I'm going to change out his outfit. Maybe take on some robes so that we can make use of energy shield and stuff like Geomancer and other stuff that requires robes. And also the second perk that I have banked, I think I want to put into smithing, Timeric smithing. But I think we can save both of these perks for that episode. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Alright. So Alusell's going to look completely different. He's going to play a little bit differently. The only decision I have to make now is whether to... oh, there goes the controller again. Whether to take on Wolf Skull Cave right away, or to wait and save it for the episode, the chapter that coincides with the Character Crusade Unbound episode 2 podcast. And I think I'll just gonna go ahead and save it. I think there's some potential story fuel between the Bard's College, the connection between Haldir, Olaf, and Svaknir. Haldir, the lore behind Haldir and Svaknir, I think, is empty enough that I can roleplay and write stories around their connection to Olaf. The only thing that I'm not sure about is the Dragon Priests and whether their timeline matches up with Olaf's as well. Olaf was a known dragon fighter. So dragons were around during Olaf's time, which makes me want to believe that the dragon cult was in full swing if dragons were around, and so were the dragon priests. So that's some potential fuel there. Depending on how the story segment goes for Character Crusades Unbound Episode 2, and what that has to say, I might be able to follow this storyline a little bit between the Bard's College and Haldir. And we can leave Wolf Skull Cave as kind of a side mission that's not as important, because I don't think Queen Potema was around alongside Olaf. But yeah, I have a lot more research to do here. Some juices flowing, at least for where Alusell's story is going to take him now. He's followed a lot of leads, and so far I think this is the strongest candidate for more information. And it's coming at a great time as well, with the Character Crusade Unbound Season 2 Episode 2 story segment coming out very soon. So yeah, I think this is a good place to cut it. I think we'll save Wolf Skull Cave for a later episode, if we don't get derailed by new developments. Awesome. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I hope everybody is doing well, and I hope you continue to do so until my next episode, which shall feature a significantly different looking Alusell. Yeah. So take care, everybody, and I will see you in the next episode.